What's up, everybody? Rico here. Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. Well, just like you can see it on the screen right here, I've got Mara already pulled up. And I know I'm going to talk about Riot too, but I didn't want to leave you guys in the limbo because I always give update on this one. If you go back and you realize that I've been talking about these for a very, very long time. And every single time I talk about them, I don't want to leave you in a limbo. So I want to give you an update and see where we could potentially be, what is going on, and well, where we could be going. And so please just don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you get video just like this one every single time we post it. All right, I'm not gonna bore you too long about this. Let's just get right into it. So here's the thing. Mara has been our favorite for a very long time. I always talk about this like almost every other week. Almost. That's how good they are. And I feel like they're probably going to be one of my last names one of these days. Anyway, I already have some of these lines right here. As you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and say right now we're trading about $35.24, which, by the way, is a really good because Mara is below 40. Incredible. So, guys, I've reiterated before, even way more. I mean, I've said this over and over, right? Yeah, stocks go up, but sometimes they pull back. And we all know one of the reasons why we're pulling back. It's not because Mara is not doing good. You know, everything else that has to do with the economy, inflation, and all that stuff. But you already know what's going on as far as the economy itself, inflation fears, and the mixed messages that we've been getting from the Fed. It's causing a lot of troubles going on here. And as we can see, Bitcoin also has a pullback, you know, down into the 40 something range, which we can see it reflect into Mara. Because guess what? That's literally what they do, mining Bitcoin. So, but let's get technical here. When you look at the chart, there's already something that you can see that's going on here. I'm going to show you right now. See right here, support, right here, support, right here, support, and right here, support. And guess what? This is today, or at least the last few days. This is where we are. Last time when I made this video, we were somewhere around here. We were hoping that this would have been our support. But remember, I always say that things could go the other way around. Things can always change and go in a different direction. But even if the things go in a different direction, that doesn't always mean it's over. Because I know everybody just likes when the stock goes up. Everybody likes when they're making tendies. But when things go down, that's when everybody start pointing fingers like, you lied. You said it was going to go up. And now it's going down. But remember, when there is fear, that's when there is always opportunities. And when it goes down, guess what? That's when, at least for me, we buy more. Because you don't get these type of opportunities all the time. You don't get to buy at a discounted price all the time. So now we have basically a similar situation where this time, instead of the blue line was a 50 moving average, and then we had what looked like a breakout, but then we broke below it. But now here with the white line is a 150 moving average, and we also have a very strong support. This strong support has been low for like if you look all the way to the beginning of 2021. You see this? And then in May, and then in June, and then right here in October, and then right now, very strong support. Am I gonna call this the dip? Well, it's one of the dip because lately the dip has been dipping so bad that every single time it feels like we keep catching a falling knife. But like I say, no one can ever really call the real dip, but we can get as close to the dip as possible. And right now, as you can see on this chart, it looks to me like we are at least closer to the dip. It could dip even more. There's a possibility because a lot of it has to do with what we see in the news, political news, Federal Reserve, and everything else that I just said, you know, just a few minutes or a few seconds ago, I believe, about what's going on technically, CPI and all that stuff. And the way Bitcoin has been performing. But remember, right? we usually look at deals. And one of the things that I actually wanted to show you, see this line that I have right here. You see, we're basically forming a triangle. And as we're moving forward, if Mara stays in this region here, as we're going, you see that at some point we'll have to break out. We'll have to break out of this trend. But remember, we've been going down for a few days or weeks now, that at some point we're going to have to rubber band, because we can't just keep going down. Remember that we cannot just keep going down all the time. At some point we're going to have to rubber band. At some point we're going to have to bounce back. And that bounce back could happen any day in this region that you see here. And we might have another breakout. It is very much possible that could happen. So I wanted to call this one because I wanted to show you how good of a deal it is. And I wanted to, at least make, and a lot of people that have been feeling like maybe this is not going to change, because it doesn't really feel good when you're holding something and it's losing value. It hurts. It really does. But you also want to be able to see what you're sitting at. What's the chart looking like? And not only that, I want to show you also this thing right here that I'm probably going to read a little bit real quick here, so we don't stay too long on Mara. One of the things that we also know, that there's the SEC probe into Mara, and not this investigation, let's just say, looking if there was some kind of fraud that happened. And of course, Mara has announced this, and they have been fully cooperating with the SEC through that investigation. These things happen. It's not just Mara. It's not the first company. A lot of the companies usually go through this. It happens. Sometimes the investigation come up to nothing, and then it get closed, or something could potentially happen, and Mara could get fined for whatever it is, and then they'll move forward. So we need to look at that. But one of the things that I want to mention is, like, we look at the growing. What could happen next? And when you look at Mara, by Q1, which is next year, the first quarter, Mara is already projecting, because they are spending a whole lot of money to expand their miners. They're expecting to add up to 103,000 miners by the first quarters, and 133,000 by mid 2022. That's a lot. If you look at the numbers, it's like Mara, even though Mara is as a whole, the profit margin is still negative for right now, but their cost per mining machine is $2,300, $2,300 compared to the price of Bitcoin right now. So you can see, even though they've been raising cash and spending a whole lot of money to try and grow, it's because they're looking at the future. Because the company and what you're looking into the fundamentals, they're going to turn this into a lot more profit, even though as of right now, the profit margin is still negative, 498%, which seems like oh my goodness, it's really, really big, especially in Q1. But when you look at what they're actually doing, this number is going to be turning positive way, way fast. So let's not get stuck on just Mara. I want to jump in and talk about RIOT, because I always get passionate about this one and I talk about it too long. And let's just get right into RIOT, and we can talk about what we think. But I wanted to give you an update so you see where we're sitting at. Do not fear when everybody else is fearful. That's when you're supposed to be greedy. At least it's my personal opinion, not a financial advice. So let's jump into RIOT. But before we do that, something is happening with my camera. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. And I need you. I am so sorry. I didn't realize that I actually lost image for some reason. I think maybe my camera turned off or there's a bad connection, but I'm so passionate about this, I'm just going to keep talking. Just please listen to my voice. All right, I'm just going to go into right now. I know I disappeared. You guys probably already saw what happened and I didn't even realize it, but it's all right because the most important is what's on the screen and it's what that I'm talking about. It's not really my face. So, all right. This is Riot blockchain. Right? Well, guys. Remember, I've said this multiple times that buying Riot below 40 is a great deal. But guess where Riot is right now? It's $24. We're back to the levels that we used to see back in May of this year. Back when I was saying it was time to buy before we reach these levels of 45. So right now, right below 40 is a deal, but below 30 or even below 25 it's like a greatest deal of a lifetime. And I understand many people might feel like, well, Riot hasn't really been performing. It's been underperforming, but you keep talking about it. I mean, come on, man. Like, why are you still talking about this thing? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Here, low cost, high revenues. Here, I'm going to read you this just real quick so you can see what I'm talking about, because Riot is actually already a profitable company, even compared to Mara, even though Mara stock seems to be outperforming it. But Riot is a pretty good one, especially in the long term. Guess what? I'm going to show you some numbers here. According, Riot produced 466 Bitcoin in November this year. That was just, last month. And that figure represents roughly a 298% over the company's November 2020 production of only 117 BTC. You see how the growth is almost 4x what they did last year. And right now, in November of 2021, so far year to date, they have mined 3,387 Bitcoins. And when you look, the average cost per Bitcoin mine is just 10,000. Bitcoin is trading above 40,000. The profit margin right here is really big, but this is what you need to see. The company reported 2,532% year-over-year revenue growth during the 2021 third quarter. Remember, I just showed you Mara was in negative 498. But look at Riot. It's 2,500%. It's already a profitable company. But they are also planning on buying more the essential to build up the infrastructure to make it even more bigger. And one of the things I actually wanted to show you, I believe somewhere down here, if I can find it real quick, or I can just tell you what it is because I don't want to make this video too fat or too long, is they are planning on starting to be able to mine 50, I believe it's 50 to 60 Bitcoins per day, because there are also, even though their miners capacity is going, I know people are going to tell me in the comment like Mara is going to be bigger. I know Mara is going to have more miners, but Riot is also basically increasing the amount of miners that they have. They're still investing even more to be able to produce even more Bitcoins. And we know that the years that are going to come, Bitcoin is going to get big. So when we look at the technicals, again, I want to show you where we are right here from the beginning. You see, this has been a very strong support for a very long time, because I want to show you all these level, and it looks like we broke below. But remember, like I said, you can't always keep catching a falling knife, because at some point, even though we've been falling, we need to wait for the rubber band to really see if we broke out of this resistance, if we're really going into a lower trend, or we might actually bounce back and go above it. So we need to carefully watch what's going to happen here in the few days or in a few weeks. But all I can say is you cannot really say or catch the real bottom, you can always get close, or you can tell when you're getting closer to a dip. And this is a pretty good deal to me. So, want to keep this video short. Thank you guys for watching this video. We do have a Patreon account that has a link below. If you guys really like what we're doing, even though my camera died, you cannot see my face, but I'm just talking to you. If you guys want to support us, please use the link in the description below. There are different tiers, whatever you could pitch in and support us every single month for the content that we bring to you, to keep you informed, to keep you updated with our personal opinion, not financial advice. Please consider using that link and sign up and help this channel grow. Help us be able to bring you even more content, much better, and put much effort, just like we always do. So thank you guys again. As for me, I will see you in my next video. And sorry for losing image or picture. Man.